So another thing I wanted to talk about with the whole Israel thing is that a lot of people want to say that being critical of Israel is anti-Semitic, and it's not necessarily true. There are people who don't know how to criticize Israel and end up doing so in an anti-Semitic way, and of course that's bad. But again, as I've said before, and as I've done before, if Israel does wrong, you should criticize Israel because nobody in power should ever be immune from criticism. But one of the things I was thinking about over the weekend was, is it anti-Semitic to blame Israel for the creation of Israel? And I got to thinking, is that in and of itself anti-Semitic? And here are my thoughts on that. Let's look at the situation. We've talked a little bit about this before. You had, the Holocaust, and you had, the years afterwards, and you had Jews during and after fleeing Europe. Well, where could they go? The United States was like, no, we're not taking you. England, no, we're not taking you. No place on the planet would take them. Everyone was like, go here. Go to this little spot on the planet. And then the world goes, we're going to create these two countries of Israel and Palestine. So the world creates Israel there. It wasn't Israel that rebelled against some other country like the United States did against England. They didn't rebel and form their own country. The Israel was created because the United Nations created Israel and Palestine. And then also, when that happened, you had all of the Arab nations taking away all of the houses and money and businesses and property and wealth of all of the Jews across the Middle East, and they all had to flee. And again, could they go to America? No, the Americans weren't going to take them. Could they go to England? No. Could they go to Europe? No. The only place they could also go is to Israel. So, the Palestinians will refer to the creation of Israel as the Nakba or the catastrophe. And I used to maybe have a problem with that because of, maybe some ingrained issues there. But no, I can agree with it. What happened to the Palestinian people with the creation of Israel stunk. Because the world basically said, the Jews are not going to be our problem. Put them all here. And we're going to make a country for them. Plop. There you go. Here are the Jews. And that's not the Jews' fault that none of the world wanted them and forced them to go into this one little area. That's not and to blame Jews for that is anti-Semitic. So to me, if you're blaming Israel for the creation of Israel, which is not even something that Israel did, it's something that the United Nations did, then you're blaming Jews for being the victims of worldwide anti-Semitism, which is why the state of Israel was created. The state of Israel was created because of worldwide anti-Semitism. And again, did it suck for the Palestinians? Yes. It also sucked for the Israelis, for the Jews who had to go there because they couldn't go anywhere else. They might have wanted to go to America. They might have wanted to go other places. A lot of the Jews from across the Middle East probably wanted to stay where they were and stay in their homes and own their businesses and have successful lives where they were. But they were all forced to go flee their countries and have their property and businesses and money and wealth taken and had to go run to the little area. So to blame Israel for the creation of Israel, to me, is anti-Semitic. Now that once Israel defended itself from the initial attack, and now that Israel formed, and now that Israel is its own country, and now with a government and a military, after that point, any wrong that Israel does, absolutely, blame Israel for every wrong that Israel does from that point on. But at the beginning, no. Blaming the creation of Israel on the Israelis is basically blaming the Jews for being victims of worldwide anti-Semitism. And yeah, it sucked for the Palestinians. I'm not trying to say that it didn't suck for the Palestinians. Palestinians absolutely drew the short end of the stick, especially when after the war in 48, Jordan took over the West Bank and Egypt took over Gaza. So the Palestinians didn't even get the land that the United Nations granted to them in the resolution that created Israel and Palestine. So the Palestinians have been getting the crap end of the stick for a very long time, since before 47 and beyond. So no wonder they call it a catastrophe, because they've been getting hosed this entire time. But the to blame the creation of Israel again on Israel, to me, is incorrect, because it wasn't Israel that created it, because it was an act of the UN, and you're basically again just blaming Jews for worldwide anti-Semitism. And if you want, you can leave your thoughts in the comments below, like and subscribe, and have a good day.